Hi everyone, Zoltan here, and this card is NVIDIA's first direct 3D card. It's supporting DirectX 5 and the basic OpenGL if you have the proper drivers. It has the NV3 core with 1 pixel pipeline running at 100 MHz, and it's a 128 wide GPU instead of a GeForce, which was the 256. NVIDIA had the NV1, which was using a quadratic texture mapping and a different kind of SEAGATing. It wasn't really for the PC. It has sound as well, and the game controller and those kind of things. The NV2 was scrapped, so the NV3 is the first proper NVIDIA card. We call it the RIVA 128, and this exact card is from ASUS, and they're calling it the AGP V3000. It comes with AGP 2X implementation and with a single D-sub connector for your display. In memory, it has 4 MB of SGRAM. Really nice. It's using a unified memory, not like the Voodoo card which had for the display and also for textures. It had the total 4 MB shared, so it supported larger resolution than the Voodoo by default. So instead of only 640 by 480, it has support for 800 and 600 and something like 960 by 720 or something like that. So we discussed the GPU capabilities, the memory of the card, and something about the history. So it's coming from 1997. Really great. I had it from eBay. Haven't tested it yet. It has just this 9 little sorry, I don't want to break the card itself. So yeah, it has this nice little heatsink. There is the GPU under it. These kind of capacitors look really old design, but the card itself looks just good as new. So I hope we'll be able to play some games. I will go with our usual collection, and we see how NVIDIA's first real graphics card will perform on those, like the Quake games, Unreal Tournament, even Unreal Tournament 2004, if I can run it with this card. Not sure about that, but we'll see. We've seen many great stuff so far. So that's about it at the start, and if you will have any questions, just tell me in the comment section and I will try to answer it. I don't know what these things are actually, but I can look for it. So I hope you will enjoy this video, and well, let's start. Start with the drivers. So here in the device manager, you can see it as NVIDIA RIVA 128 28ZX, and it's not telling me much. It's made in 1999 in March. This is the latest driver from NVIDIA's website for Windows 98. So we're using this, and it has a total 4 MB of memory. Compared to the previous cards like the SD cards, the Verge and the Trio 3D, which indicated it only had 3.5 MB, it displays it as a 4 MB card, and basically nothing else here. Direct Draw test and Direct 3D test just worked fine. Textures are a bit blurry on this card, and this is because the RIVA card supported 2048 by 2048 resolution, and this only supports 256 on textures. So yeah, and in the drivers panel it uses some old NVIDIA display thing. Here you can see the NVIDIA logo in the background, and it says RIVA 128. So we have just a few settings here: performance, compatibility, enable folk table emulation, use square textures only, enable 565 textures support, and interpolated vertex alpha something. Per pixel mip mapping, yeah, it was a new feature when they released the driver. It only supported the per vertex mip mapping, which was a bit ugly. It's like all the triangles just popped in different texture resolutions, and now it supports the per pixel mip mapping, which is looks much better, but it's slow on the card. But we'll use it after all. Automatically generate mip map levels, and here we can set some kind of a direct 3D texture memory. So 62 was the maximum in OpenGL there, so I set the same here in direct 3D. Mode 3D, you can add a textile origin. As you might know, in Tomb Raider 2 or something, there are some kind of white lines between the textures, and with this setting you can mess around with that to make it disappear. And we have anti-aliasing support, which is a strange feature because it's using super sampling, which basically renders the scene in a much higher resolution and then scales it back like 4 times the resolution, or just 2 times, not sure about that. But it's a slow card, so there isn't many games aren't many games supporting it, and basically the performance would be horrible. And yeah, here we have the usual brightness, contrast, gamma and color settings, and in OpenGL we have optimized best image, performance or blend, and here also the PIII texture, memory size, disable cursor caching, disable support for enhanced CPU instruction sets, well, some basic stuff. Also this display timings, well, old stuff, and you can display some icon here to easily set the resolution. Yeah, basically. Well, not much here. Restore defaults, and you can save the profile. Just a few minor settings. I haven't seen a VSync option here, and also in a RIVA tuner, if I remember well, it just it recognizes, but there were a message about something, and because of it I just can't set VSync off. Yeah, the customize probably AGP. Yeah, I will look for it. So I'm not sure I will be able to disable the VSyncs, but probably it will be slow, so it's not a big issue here. So yeah, this is about the driver. We can set 32-bit in 2D, not in 3D. And so if I move the resolution a bit higher, yeah, in 1280 by 1024, I only be able to set 16-bit because it's reverse back. Obviously this is because the texture memory, and I can set refresh rate up to 75, which is good, but I'm just keeping the 800 by 600 32-bit. So we'll go through the games and see how this card will perform. Probably there will be just a few games we could run, like Quake II and Turok maybe. Those other games are a bit new for this card, but yeah, we'll try out. So let's go and see how the games will perform. GLQuake 640 by 480, and it's a bit dark, otherwise running nicely. And we have 38.3, 800 by 600. 27.1. Quake II, unfortunately, only running on software mode. I tried to set a few different settings, but it just fails and reverts back to software every time. So, yeah. And surprisingly, we have Quake III running here, 640 by 480, everything at the highest level. I was able to set 32-bit on the color depth, but looks like it's only using 16-bit, which is understandable because this card only supports the 16-bit colors in a 3D mode. But, well, it looks like it's running. After I wasn't able to run Quake II, I'm really surprised. But yeah, it's good, it's great. So let's just quickly go and see how this demo will play, if at all. Colors are a bit off, kind of gray and, well, strangely sharpish but pixelated, and it's hard to tell. It's just strange. Not sure if you can see it on the video, but, well, it's not horrible, it's just not great. But it runs, and it's kind of smooth. Yeah, we are below 20, but for this old card, this is quite impressive. Here we are, successful, and we have 18.4. Really good, really good. 800 by 600, and what I notice instantly is that the mouse is smoother. Oh, it is stranger. I don't know why, but it's easier to navigate in the menus. It's almost perfectly smooth. Wow, in the video I can see the trace of the Corsair, or how you call this little cross. Yeah, the mouse actually. It's not visible on the monitor itself. And it's running. Okay, this guy has some very bright texture on him. It's the proper texture, but it has this white something on it. Orb looks good. And it is much slower this time. Wow, we're running Quake III on the RIVA 128. It's cool. Successful test. 13.3. Quake 3 we have 960 by 720, which is unusual for me at least, but let's see if it still runs. Mouse is laggy this time. It looks like a bad start. I think for the resolution and for these textures, it's just too much for the card. But at least we've tried. There is some sound in the background, but no image at all. Let's try to press ESC, and I can hear the menu, but nothing's coming up. So I might need to reboot or a text manager for this, but yeah, it's nice. As a final test, let's just try something else. 640 by 480, but this time we are using vertex lighting, low geometry, and absolutely low texture resolution, and also just bilinear filtering. So this is just a less demanding situation, and we are curious if the performance will be acceptable for actual gameplay. Okay, it's ugly, but definitely much smoother. And this way we have 40.0 frames, so it's almost playable. And you could also go down to 320 by 240 or something. It's supported, but yeah, I would be pretty bad, I guess. But well, that's why we are here. So test it. Okay, it looks like some kind of a DOS mode, but we're testing it, of course. I would love to play that way. It's amazing. And we have 45 frames, so I would say 640 by 480 was perfectly fine, because yeah, you lose the resolution and you're not gaining too much. I'll just quickly jump into an actual gameplay, because I'm sure other games will not play properly on this card. Oh, it's a bit laggy, but not that bad. Not that bad at all. So we have some time on the video to do such stuff and see how it goes. I won't play the whole match, just try to see if you just kept this card from the past and you wanted to play Quake 3. You actually could from drivers from 1999, and yeah, it's not bad. It's running not even horrible. What the bitch? I mean, quad damage. But I always thought when I was young it's saying, what the bitch? Never mind. Okay, it was good to die that way. Let's see another game. I just keep this small part in the video. So this is Unreal. If you just want to start it, it just failed to pre-allocate the 4x4 textures. Well, it actually says it's okay, then allocate textures, viewport and stuff, and it fails. So this was Unreal Gold. So let me just go and try Unreal Tournament. 3D settings, and we're keeping direct 3D. Maybe these older drivers will be able to run it. Maybe I keep the waiting if it's not too critical so long. It wasn't, but I did a cut anyway. It's a direct 3D, but it's windowed and it looks pixelated, so I'm almost sure it's just software. It looks pretty clean, so it's definitely software here. So yeah, seeing the frame rate, it's same as the software. So it's playable, but it's no thanks to the card itself. I'll just drop it. Okay, so let's try OpenGL maybe. With OpenGL, basically it goes to full screen, so I think it actually trying to run OpenGL, but we only have the sound. And pressing ask to bring up the menu or anything is just does nothing. So yeah, and no Alt F4 or anything does the stuff, so not responding. And yeah, probably need a restart. So let's see the next game. Okay, so UD 2003 here, and it says the 3D error not available. So probably it will not supporting this game, which requires DirectX 8, but we were able to run it on older card. So maybe this hint here, please delete your UD 2003 INE if it prevents you from starting the game. So let's actually try that, because well, these older cards about this, maybe it will solve an issue for someone. I just move it to my desktop and see if it helps, and I can restore my settings. If not, let's try. Maybe it will set to defaults and it will actually go somewhere, which would be cool, but unfortunately no. So I think this NVIDIA driver is just not good for this card, and probably the card itself is not. But compared to that, we were able to run it with a SUS card, which is, I think, worse. And after running Quake 3, it's strange it's now running. Strange it wasn't able to run our tournament either. But still, I tried to jump into UD 2004 and see if anything's coming up. But yeah, it says it's runtime error, application requested runtime terminate, whatever. So yeah, probably UD 2004 also is just unable to run. I'm pretty sure I could run it in software, of course, if I have the safe phone and stuff, but I don't think it would make any sense, because we are trusting the card. Okay, it took longer, but no luck so far. Okay, so that's it about Unreal Tournament. No luck with the RIVA 128, at least for now. Okay, I've tried to run Sin, and as it's a Quake II engine game, it was expected it won't run. But it says make sure display set to 16 bits or more. We are at the more, but maybe it's a kind of old game and we'll be able to run if I set to 16-bit, just to try, try everything. Whoa, that's surprising. Let's just skip the stuff and here we go. We're actually started Sin, and this makes me think that we might be able to, okay, everything is in highest 640 by 480, and if the game runs, then I'll just boot up fraps and we'll see some frame rates here. Then we go back to Quake II. Here we are. It runs. Textures are a bit strange. It runs pretty smooth, so I'll just go and run fraps and we can come back to this game. Here we are with Sin, maxed out, 640 by 480, using fraps. Those who are just clicked on Sin, I just tell you that I've used the Windows desktop at 800 by 600, 32 bits, and Sin was not starting, but after setting it to 16 bits, the game is running, and I don't think fraps is okay, cause this is definitely some smooth experience, no lagging at all, and we are just getting some ridiculously low frame rates. And looking at the textures, these textures are filtered, so it's not some kind of soft mode. I'm sure it's a proper OpenGL. And you have these seams between the textures. If you have seen Phil's video on Tomb Raider, you were able to see these as well in, with the RIVA 128. So I'm just kind of messing around. Let's see a higher resolution, if it does anything. Sin, 800 by 600. Okay, and this time fraps actually giving us proper frame rates, I guess, because sometimes it's a bit choppy, but basically fluent. So yeah, it's believable, and it's pretty good actually, because it's a 4 MB card, and I'm basically comparing it to the SIS and the maybe not the Savage card, but the Trio 3D and the Verge, and it's much better because actually we can run games on it. It's really good. 40 something, that's great. I don't shoot at you. is the door. And here is the key. Good. 27, and maybe I'll just run out of ammo. But this time we're right. We are just on it. 19, yeah, it's believable. Cool. Okay, so sim is running on the 128. Cool. Something unusual, Sin running at 960 by 720, because this card actually supports it with only 4 megabytes of VRAM. Imagine it. We are running a nice resolution. Actually, it's looking really good, and we have textures, and it's playable. So it's not a bad card. Now I understand it was able to run Quake III. It's a pretty strong card, given how old it is. Well, maybe same age as a Voodoo, and the Voodoo wasn't that bad, so understandable. Yeah, we are on the 20s. And it's running. So we'll just not waste more time with this game. I guess just one more try, which is definitely out of reach, but 1024 by 768. Nope, we are out of VRAM. Swapping buffers, yeah, that's clear. So, Quake II running as well. Just had to set the desktop to 16 bits, and the game is running at 640 by 480. Some CD-ROM. Cool. We have 45.3. Pretty good. 800 by 600. $31.8. 960 by 720. $22.4. And we have Turok here, 800 by 600 maxed out, and we have the 38 limit of this game we have experienced with the GeForce 256, the GeForce 2 Pro card, and the MX card as well. Sometimes it's dropping below it. No major graphical glitches here. I also don't see any of those strange texture, kind of white flickerings or any of those. Basically in OpenGL games everything looks pretty good, and on the View Direct 3D game you can see those kind of stuff, I would say, but well, Sin is different, so there are also those flickering, so yeah, maybe just some games. Whoa, I've seen 39 for a moment. Yeah, it looks and runs fine, but the field of view is just horrible. Okay, this is Drakan, everything's set to the absolute lowest, but as you can see, you can't see anything, because there is the music. The menu is actually responsive, but nothing is really on the screen. So just one more try here. So less structures, try just bilinear, everything is disabled, maybe don't mess with the VSyncs, smallest resolution, maybe try the window mode as well. Not sure if it helps. No, it does not. So Drakan is a failure on this card. Well, you need a RIVA from RIVA TNT from NVIDIA's side to actually do anything. So yeah, well, just because why not? This is insane on the RIVA 128, and it's more like whoa, yeah. So as I'm pressing the arrow keys, I can hear it actually does something. Not sure what I do, but yeah, it's running. It's just nothing is on the screen. So yeah, insane is a failure on this card as well. And just to include everything, this is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Basically some kind of similar. Maybe the game itself doesn't even start. And Ctrl-Alt-Delete is not working either. It's not frozen because I have the mouse and this same class hourglass thing here. But yeah, so it's not really working. So guys, this was the RIVA 128. I'm just readjusting my display quickly here. And yeah, I've run some 3D marks. I will share it at the end of the video. And also the Quake II, Quake III scores will be at the end. There won't be any TNL or 16-bit versus 32-bit conversion. And yeah, we were able to land a few games. No Unreals, no Drakan, no Need for Speed or Insane, but we had some nice experience with Turok, and also we were able to play the Quake games and Sin as well. For the next video, I'm planning to use the GeForce 3 card, especially the PIII-600, and I'm planning to include Need for Speed Underground, which is one of my favorites, and it says it requires only a 700 MHz Pentium 3 and maybe 256 MB of RAM, so we're fine with this 600 MHz CPU. It will be a bit CPU limited, but also we'll be able to just test this card and I will be able to play the game. So this is really cool. There is a demo online, so I will use that one. Yeah, basically Unreal Gold's not the best for testing. It just runs on very few cards. So, but yeah, this I think was a shorter video, but not sure because I always said it's short and I told a lot. So yeah, I will switch the cards very soon. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Please subscribe, like, and share your ideas in the comment section. It helps a lot, and I'm trying to improve my videos, include your ideas, as now I'm including some games benchmarks as well as the 3D marks. So this was a good idea, and also using RIVA tuner to disable vertical sync was also a very good thing. So thank you for those ideas and others, how to do time demo and all of those things. So I already have the scores, and yeah, I will include that at the end. Yeah, only 3D Mark 99 and well, all the benchmarks. So I've run it last week. Okay, so thank you once more, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.